Are you guys into scary movies over there?
I absolutely love scary movies, and I love murder mystery stuff. I grew up. My dad's a big. His mother's British, and we grew up watching some PBS stuff. So Agatha Christie was always
Oh yeah, I remember that.
That we liked,
Yeah.
and then like Murder She Wrote. I remember that one. I liked that one, but most importantly, I really got into the scary horror movies when I was young. My mom let me watch Nightmare on Elm Street.
Why would she let you do that?
really
We did
wanted
too.
to.
I remember that we had like a sleepover one time.
Yeah, it was a
and
slumber party thing.
my parents would never let us watch Nightmare on Elm Street. That was going to be a no fucking go, right? However, we went over to the neighbor's house and had a big slumber party, and it was like the first real scary movie, like horror slasher type film that my twin brother and I had ever seen, and we did not make it through the night at that guy's house because I don't know if it was me or if it was Kevin. It was probably me, but it was just scary. It was a scary thing. And I mean, I was probably
Freddy
8.
Krueger.
Yeah, 7 or 8. And Freddy Krueger. But I do remember in my teenage years, like young teenage years, like we would watch scary movies just for the shits and giggles of watching scary movies.
Yes.
Yeah. And then try and...
Like The Shining is my all-time favorite.
I love The
scary
Shining,
movie.
but I don't
That's
consider
more
that like...
psychological.
Yeah, that's a psychological thriller. I don't really consider that like a horror movie. I mean, I don't know. That's a good debate. Is The Shining a horror movie?
It's pretty horrific.
It's pretty horrific, but it's just it's really more like a character study of a man losing his fucking marbles.
Yes.
Right? And then have you seen the part 2 to The Shining that came out recently with
Yes, I
Ewan
read the
McGregor?
book. Yeah, I read the book and watched the movie. It's Dr. Death.
Dr.
Name of
Death.
it.
Yeah, it's running on HBO right now. I
was
watched
really
it.
good. I like the book a little bit more than the movie, but that's the way it usually goes.
The only reason why I would watch scary movies is because they would often come on. So like we had cable pretty early on, both where in Chicago where we lived, and then when we moved here to Atlanta, the whole house had cable, and that was like the coolest thing. And we got a TV in one of my rooms, and then some of these channels, they would show the horror movies really late at night, in between the softcore porn that they would watch, right? But those were the pay channels, and we didn't have the pay channels, but they were numerologically, they were next door to each other. So it'd be like Channel 31 was like USA Network that used to just show trashy movies 24 hours a day.
Yes.
And then Channel 32 was Skinamax, right? But then they had a little squiggly thing. So, squiggly lines. So I'd plant it on Channel 31, and then every once in a while, I'd boop or bop up to Channel 32 to see if I could see a squiggly tit or something like that.
Yes.
Just to get, when you're that age, anything's exciting.
Exactly.
Now you have the internet and porn. It's just too easy now. Back then you had to work for it. I know. You had to wait for the Macy's catalog to come.
The Victoria's Secret.
Well, no, it wasn't even Victoria's Secret back then. It was just like Sears Roebuck. You had to look for, the Tractor Supply Company. Farming girdles. And you'd be like, oh, that's a tit. Look at that. That's a boob.